My precious chosen one, pause for a moment and breathe this in, because what I am about to reveal is not ordinary news. It is not coincidence. It is not imagination. Archangel Michael just confirmed something beautiful is about to happen. This good news will change everything, and you were meant to hear it first. Yes, you. Out of billions of people on this earth, this message has reached your eyes at this exact second for a reason. Heaven does not miscalculate timing. There are no accidents in divine alignment. And today, something has shifted in the spiritual realm in your favor. For weeks, maybe even months, you have felt a strange tension. A quiet battle. Doors that almost opened but then paused. Prayers that felt suspended in the air. You asked God, are you still there? Did you forget me? But what you could not see was that Archangel Michael was standing guard over a blessing so delicate, so perfectly crafted, that it required precise timing. Not delay, not denial, preparation. And now, the confirmation hath been released. Listen carefully. The beautiful thing that is about to happen is not random luck. It is the result of unseen warfare that you were never meant to fight alone. While you were sleeping, doubting, even crying, heaven was negotiating outcomes. Divine protection was placed around your name. A shift hath been authorized. This is not hype. This is prophetic alignment. Here is something that has been forming quietly behind the scenes. A breakthrough that does not come with noise at first. It comes like sunrise. Glow. Gentle. Turn. And then subtly undeniable. Archangel Michael confirms what is coming will restore something you thought was permanently lost. It may look like reconciliation. It may look like unexpected favor. It may look like a financial door. It may look like peace entering your home. It may look like an opportunity that fits you perfectly. But whatever form it takes, it carries one signature: divine orchestration. Here is what makes this different from past hopes. This time, it will not collapse. It will not slip away at the last second. The foundation has been reinforced spiritually. You see, many people want blessings. Few are prepared to sustain them. You have been in preparation. Every tear, every delay, every uncomfortable lesson, every closed door, they were shaping you to carry something greater without self-sabotage. And now heaven says, ready. Something beautiful is about to happen. But here is the part that may surprise you. It will not arrive the way you expect. If you are looking only in one direction, you might miss it entering from another. This blessing will feel almost too smooth, too aligned, too peaceful compared to the chaos you have grown used to. Do not question it. Do not shrink back from it. Archangel Michael's confirmation carries this message clearly. You have passed a test you did not know you were in. There were moments when you could have chosen bitterness, but you didn't. Moments you could have retaliated, but you stayed silent. Moments you could have quit, but something inside told you to hold on. That something was divine guidance. Now listen closely, because this is where everything changes. Within a short cycle of time, not years from now, not someday far away, you will receive a sign, a tangible indicator that movement has begun. It might be a message, a call, a meeting, an internal clarity that removes confusion instantly. When it happens, you will remember this moment. You will say, "This is what that message was talking about." The reason you were meant to hear this first is simple. Anticipation activates alignment. When you expect goodness, you position yourself to recognize it. Heaven never announces beautiful things without purpose. And there is another layer. Someone around you has underestimated you. They saw your quiet season as weakness. They mistook your patience for passivity. But what they did not see was that you were being spiritually upgraded. The next chapter will speak louder than any argument ever could. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian of destiny. His role is not only protection in battle, but enforcement of divine timing. And today, timing has shifted in your favor. Do not sabotage this moment by revisiting old fears. The past season is closing. The new one is not loud. It is assured. There is beauty forming in areas where you experienced the most frustration. That is how heaven redeems time, by planting joy in former pain. But stay with me, because what is about to unfold next will explain why this blessing had to be delayed until now. And once you understand that, you will never question divine timing again. Beloved soul, what I am about to uncover now will settle the questions that have been circling in your mind for a long time. You wondered why the door did not open earlier. You questioned why the answer took so long. You even doubted whether the promise was ever real. But here is the truth that Archangel Michael has confirmed in the spiritual realm. The delay was not a punishment. It was protection. There were outcomes you desired that would have looked beautiful on the surface, but carried hidden instability beneath. If they had arrived when you first prayed for them, they would not have lasted. The foundation would have cracked under pressure. Heaven does not rush blessings that are meant to remain. Timing is everything in divine orchestration. While you were waiting, something invisible was being rearranged. Certain people had to exit quietly from your path. Certain misunderstandings had to reveal themselves. Certain false attachments had to loosen their grip. You thought you were losing something important, but in reality, you were being separated from what could not accompany you into your next level. Archangel Michael's role in this season was strategic. He was guarding not just your safety, but your destiny alignment. There were conversations happening behind closed doors that you never heard about. There were spiritual negotiations that ensured what is coming to you will not be easily stolen, delayed again, or diminished. What is about to happen carries a permanence that past opportunities did not have. And here is what makes this confirmation so powerful. The beautiful thing that is approaching you has already been approved. It is no longer a possibility. It is a movement in progress. You may start noticing subtle signs. The sudden peace replacing anxiety. A renewed confidence without external validation. Unexpected favor in small situations. These are indicators that the atmosphere around you is shifting. Do not ignore them. Small shifts are often the first evidence of major breakthroughs. But listen carefully, because this is where your participation matters. Heaven can open doors, but you must walk through them without fear. If doubt tries to whisper that you are not ready, silence it immediately. That voice does not come from divine authority. Archangel Michael confirms that you have already been strengthened more than you realize. The trials you survived were training sessions. The disappointments refined your discernment. The isolation sharpened your inner clarity. The reason you were meant to hear this first is because confidence activates acceleration. When you move with expectation instead of hesitation, you meet your blessing halfway. There is also someone who will soon recognize your value in a way that surprises you. This recognition is not forced. It is earned through quiet integrity. You did not compromise your standards when it would have been easier to do so. That decision has positioned you for something authentic rather than temporary. And now I must speak directly to your spirit. Do not reopen doors that heaven has already closed. The new chapter cannot begin if you keep revisiting expired seasons. Archangel Michael does not confirm beautiful beginnings while you cling to old endings. Release what has already shown you its limits. In the coming days, pay attention to invitations. Not all of them will look dramatic. Some will seem simple, almost ordinary, but within one of them lies a turning point. Trust your intuition. The same inner voice that helped you endure the difficult season will guide you into the joyful one. If this message is resonating with you, take a moment to engage with it. Like this video so that this confirmation reaches others who are also standing at the edge of their breakthrough. Share it with someone who has been questioning divine timing. Comment below what you are expecting to shift in your life. Your declaration strengthens your alignment. Subscribe to this channel and become part of this growing community that stands under divine covering. Join the membership if you feel called to go deeper, because there is more revelation unfolding. And before you move on, stay with this unfolding message carefully, because what comes next will reveal the exact sign you should watch for. It will be subtle, but once you see it, you will know without doubt that the beautiful shift has officially begun. Faithful heart, lean in closely now, because what I am about to reveal carries a sacred weight. The confirmation that something beautiful is about to happen was only the beginning. Now you must understand the sign that will announce its arrival. Archangel Michael does not simply guard blessings, he signals their release. And when that signal appears in your life, it will not be chaotic. It will feel like clarity cutting through fog. For a long time, confusion surrounded your situation. Mixed signals, uncertain answers, delayed responses. You kept trying to interpret what everything meant. But the sign that this new season has begun will be unmistakable. It will remove confusion instantly. One conversation will clear months of doubt. One opportunity will align so smoothly that you will not need to force anything. One internal shift will silence anxiety that once kept you awake. This is how you will know the beautiful change is real. It will bring peace before it brings proof. Many people look for external evidence first. They want to see results before they feel secure. But heaven often reverses that order. Archangel Michael confirms that the first evidence will be a deep, steady calm inside you. A knowing that does not need validation. A quiet certainty that the tide has turned. And here is something even deeper. The blessing approaching you is connected to restoration. Not necessarily returning you to the past, but restoring what the past tried to take from you. Confidence that was shaken. Trust that was fractured, joy that felt drained. The beautiful thing that is about to happen will not only change circumstances, it will rebuild parts of you that felt worn down. You may even notice a sudden desire to organize your space, adjust your routine, or prepare in small practical ways. Do not dismiss that instinct. It is preparation energy. Your spirit senses what is coming before your mind fully understands it. There is also a person whose perception about you is about to change. They once underestimated your resilience. They did not see the depth behind your silence. But events are aligning in a way that will reveal your strength without you needing to defend yourself. Archangel Michael has ensured that truth will surface naturally. You will not need to fight for recognition. It will arrive through undeniable results. However, listen carefully to this caution. When the beautiful news begins to unfold, protect it from premature exposure. Not every blessing needs immediate announcement. Some miracles grow stronger in privacy before they are displayed publicly. Guard your peace. Share wisely. Allow the foundation to solidify before inviting outside opinions. There is a divine rhythm to this season. If you rush it, you disturb it. If you doubt it, you slow your own joy. But if you trust it, you accelerate its fullness. The confirmation that you were meant to hear this first is significant. It means you are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. In fact, you are positioned at the front edge of something that others will only recognize later. Heaven whispered to you early because your heart has remained receptive even in disappointment. Within a short span of time, you will look back at this current moment and realize it was the turning point. Not because something dramatic exploded overnight, but because something steady and unstoppable began quietly. Like a sunrise, it will spread until there is no shadow left from the previous season. Archangel Michael stands at the threshold of this transition, sword lowered, signaling that the battle phase is ending. You have fought enough. You have waited enough. Now you will receive. Do not shrink when goodness approaches. Some people grow so used to struggle that peace feels unfamiliar. Do not sabotage your own blessing by questioning whether you deserve it. You do. Heaven confirms it. The timing confirms it. Your survival confirms it. Now seal this moment with intention. Type "I receive the good news" in the comments if this message is speaking directly to your spirit. Blessing code 818 has just been released over your life. And as this confirmation settles in your heart, understand this: when you sow into divine messages like this, you become part of spreading light into places still trapped in doubt. Scripture declares, "Give, and it will be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." Hear that as God speaking directly to you right now. When you release support, you are not funding a platform. You are watering seeds in souls who are on the edge of giving up. I feel led to say this clearly. As you act in generosity, heaven records it as obedience. If this word strengthened you, respond prophetically. Through super thanks, membership, or a PayPal donation through the link in the description, you are sowing into the harvest of transformed lives. Do not hesitate when the Spirit nudges you. Those who plant in faith will reap an acceleration. As you give, may doors open faster than you expected, may provision chase you, and may peace multiply in your home. Step into this moment and act. Chosen one, there is a sacred shift happening beneath the surface of your ordinary days, and it is more powerful than you realize. What was confirmed earlier is no longer just a promise hanging in the air. It is movement. It is alignment. It is momentum building quietly in your favor. Archangel Michael stands not in battle posture now, but in watchful assurance, signaling that the resistance which once slowed you has begun to weaken. You may have noticed something subtle in the last few days. Certain worries do not feel as heavy. Certain memories do not sting the same way. The urgency to fix everything at once has softened. This is not accidental. It is evidence that your spirit is adjusting to a new frequency. When something beautiful is about to enter your life, your inner world begins reorganizing to make room for it. Understand this clearly. The good news that will change everything is not simply about one event. It is about a chain reaction. One shift will unlock another. One opportunity will introduce you to another connection. One restored relationship will influence another door. Divine timing rarely operates in isolation. It unfolds like dominoes, carefully arranged by unseen wisdom. Archangel Michael confirms that the resistance you felt before was necessary to build endurance. You were strengthened in ways you did not appreciate at the time. Patience became deeper. Discernment became sharper. Your tolerance for anything misaligned decreased. You are no longer the same person who first prayed for this breakthrough. You have evolved, and that evolution is what qualifies you to sustain what is coming. There is also something else happening that you must not ignore. Old distractions are losing their appeal. Conversations that once drained you now feel unnecessary. Habits that once seemed harmless now feel heavy. This is spiritual refinement. It is not about restriction. It is about clarity. When beautiful things approach, your spirit instinctively distances itself from anything that could disrupt them. Do not resist this refinement. Embrace it. It is preparing you to walk confidently into a season that requires stability. There may be a moment very soon when you are tempted to react out of old fear. Perhaps someone from your past reaches out unexpectedly. Perhaps an old opportunity resurfaces in a familiar form. Pause before responding. Ask yourself whether it aligns with the peace you have been feeling. Archangel Michael's confirmation was about something new and beautiful, not recycled confusion. If it carries the same chaos as before, it is not the blessing. The true sign of what is coming will be ease without compromise. You will not have to lower your standards. You will not have to chase validation. You will not have to force attention. What belongs to you will recognize you as much as you recognize it. And here is something profound. This upcoming shift will also impact those around you. People who once felt uncertain about their own path may find clarity simply by observing your breakthrough. Your courage will become quiet permission for others to believe again. That is why this confirmation came to you first. You are positioned as an early witness of something that will ripple outward. Archangel Michael guards not just individuals but influence. When he confirms beauty is approaching, it means the impact extends beyond one life. Your testimony will carry weight because it will be rooted in authenticity. You endured seasons where giving up seemed reasonable, yet you chose to continue. That perseverance has spiritual authority attached to it. In the days ahead, practice gratitude before the full manifestation arrives. Gratitude accelerates alignment. When you thank heaven in advance, you demonstrate trust. And trust deepens the flow of favor. Be mindful of your thoughts. Speak carefully about your future. Avoid statements that contradict what has been confirmed. Words carry energy. Declare that something good is unfolding, even if you cannot yet see all of it. This is not denial of reality. It is partnership with divine orchestration. You are not imagining the shift. You are not being overly hopeful. The confirmation was real, and its effects are already weaving through your circumstances. Keep your posture open. Keep your spirit steady. Keep your expectations high but peaceful. What comes next will not require panic or scrambling. It will require presence. When the door opens, step through it calmly, knowing you were prepared long before it appeared. The beautiful thing that is about to happen is closer than it feels. And as this quiet momentum builds, another layer of revelation is about to unfold, one that will explain why the outcome will exceed even your secret expectations. Steady heart. There is a deeper layer to this confirmation that you must understand now. The beauty that is about to unfold in your life will not just meet your expectations, it will quietly exceed them. But it will do so in a way that feels natural, not overwhelming. Archangel Michael confirms that what is coming has been measured specifically for you. Not too small to frustrate you, not too large to destabilize you. Perfectly aligned with who you have become. For a long time, you were praying from a place of survival. You wanted relief. You wanted clarity. You wanted movement. But heaven was planning from a place of purpose. Survival prayers are heard, but purpose-driven outcomes are designed with precision. What is arriving now carries intention beyond temporary comfort. It is connected to your growth, your influence, and your long-term peace. Here is something you must release fully in this moment. The belief that you miss your chance. That thought has lingered quietly in the background of your mind. You wondered if you acted too late, trusted the wrong person, chose the wrong path, or hesitated at the wrong time. But Archangel Michael stands as witness that your story has not fallen behind schedule. Divine timing adjusts without losing accuracy. What felt like a detour was actually positioning. The reason this good news will change everything is because it addresses the root, not just the surface. It corrects imbalance. It restores dignity. It rebuilds confidence in areas where you started doubting yourself. When it arrives, you will feel more like yourself than you have in years. Not the version shaped by stress or disappointment, but the version that existed before fear tried to shrink you. You may notice an increase in ideas during this season. Creative thoughts, strategic plans, new perspectives about old goals. This is not random inspiration. It is activation. When something beautiful is about to happen externally, your internal world begins generating expansion. Pay attention to these ideas. Write them down. Act on the small ones. They are clues pointing toward the larger shift. There will also be confirmation through alignment of timing. A conversation will happen exactly when you need it. Information will reach you at the precise moment you are ready to understand it. A delay that once frustrated you will suddenly make sense. You will realize that if things had moved earlier, you would not have recognized the opportunity correctly. That realization will bring relief. Archangel Michael's presence in this season is not dramatic. It is steady, protective, assuring. The battles that required intense defense are behind you. Now the role is guidance into expansion. Think of it as being escorted into a new environment that matches your spiritual maturity. However, do not confuse calmness with inactivity. Movement is happening even if it feels quiet. Seeds do not break through soil loudly. They expand beneath the surface first. That is where you are right now, on the edge of emergence. Be careful not to share every detail of your anticipation with people who do not understand your journey. Some individuals only saw fragments of your struggle and may not comprehend the depth of your preparation. Guard the early stages of your breakthrough. Allow it to strengthen before inviting opinions. The good news will also test your readiness to receive without guilt. Sometimes when blessings arrive after long hardship, there is a subtle fear that they might be taken away. Release that fear. What is coming is not fragile. It has been reinforced through your endurance. You will know the shift has fully begun when you stop looking over your shoulder. When you no longer expect disappointment as the default outcome. When hope feels safer than pessimism. That is the transformation taking root. Archangel Michael confirms that the window of acceleration has opened. It will not remain open indefinitely, but it is open now. This means your responsiveness matters. When you sense an opportunity aligned with peace, act on it. When you feel guided to speak, speak. When you feel prompted to step forward, do not hesitate. Everything you endured was not wasted time. It was strengthening ground. And now, something beautiful is not just approaching. It is aligning itself to meet you at the exact point where preparation meets permission. Stay attentive. Stay steady. Because the next revelation will uncover how this shift impacts not only your personal life, but your purpose in ways you have not yet imagined. Courageous spirit. The atmosphere around your life is no longer what it used to be. Something invisible but undeniable has shifted, and you can sense it even if you cannot yet explain it. The confirmation that something beautiful is about to happen was not symbolic language. It was an announcement of transition. And now that transition is beginning to touch your reality. There was a time when you felt like you were constantly pushing against resistance. Every effort required double the energy. Every plan met with delay. Every hope had to survive doubt. But what you are stepping into now carries a different texture. Effort will begin to produce visible results. Conversations will move forward instead of stalling. Ideas will gain traction instead of fading away. Archangel Michael confirms that the friction is decreasing because the season of opposition is concluding. You must understand something essential. Not all resistance is an attack. Sometimes resistance is a filter. It separates surface-level desire from true commitment. You prove your commitment by staying consistent even when nothing seemed to move. That endurance has built credibility in the spiritual realm. And credibility attracts acceleration. This acceleration may not look dramatic at first. It might appear as a series of small but meaningful improvements. A financial opportunity that stabilizes you. A relationship that becomes more transparent. A decision that finally feels right. These are not coincidences. They are pieces of a larger alignment puzzle fitting into place. There is also a restoration of confidence happening inside you. For a while, you second-guessed your instincts. You asked others for validation more than usual. You hesitated before making choices you once would have made boldly. But notice how that is changing. Your intuition is strengthening again. Your clarity is returning. Archangel Michael confirms that your discernment hath been refined, not diminished. You are sharper now than you were before the difficult season began. However, this new season requires participation. You cannot remain passive. When opportunity knocks, answer. When clarity comes, act on it. Do not wait for perfect certainty. Movement creates further confirmation. Stillness out of fear delays what has already been approved. There may also be a necessary conversation approaching. It could be one you have avoided or one you did not expect to have. Approach it calmly. The outcome will favor honesty over avoidance. What once felt intimidating will now feel manageable because your inner foundation has strengthened. Pay attention to your environment as well. You might feel inspired to rearrange your physical space, update something outdated, or let go of items tied to old memories. This is not superficial. It is symbolic preparation. You are creating room for what is coming. When your external environment reflects expectation, your internal confidence increases. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian of transitions. He does not only fight battles, he oversees crossings. You are crossing from delay into delivery, from questioning into confirmation. That crossing requires awareness. Do not slip back into old narratives that told you nothing ever works out. That story no longer applies to you. If this message is strengthening your faith right now, engage with it. Like this video so that its reach expands to others standing on the edge of their breakthrough. Share it with someone who needs reassurance that delay does not mean denial. Comment below what area of your life you feel shifting. Your words activate intention. Subscribe to this channel and become part of a community that chooses expectation over fear. If you feel called to deeper insight, join the membership and walk this journey with us more closely. And remain attentive, because what is about to be revealed next will explain why this season will not just bless you personally, but position you as a source of strength for others. What is unfolding is larger than you think, and you will want to fully understand it before the manifestation becomes visible. Resilient one, what is unfolding now is bigger than a personal breakthrough. It is a repositioning. You thought this confirmation was only about relief, only about finally receiving what you prayed for. But Archangel Michael confirms that the beauty approaching your life carries influence. It is meant to shift not only your circumstances, but your role. There was a season when you felt invisible. Your efforts went unnoticed. Your sacrifices were unacknowledged. You questioned whether your consistency even mattered. But heaven records what people overlook. The quiet integrity you maintained when no one applauded you has built a foundation of trust in the spiritual realm. The trust is now being rewarded with visibility. The change that is coming will cause others to see you differently. Not because you demand attention, but because your results will speak clearly. There is a distinction forming around you. You will stand out without trying. Opportunities will approach you rather than you chasing them. This is not arrogance. It is alignment. Archangel Michael's confirmation includes elevation. Not elevation that isolates you, but elevation that positions you strategically. Think of it as being moved to higher ground so you can see more clearly. From that vantage point, decisions become easier. Patterns become obvious. Distractions lose power. You may begin to notice that certain conversations feel smaller than before. Topics that once consumed your energy no longer hold your interest. This is growth. Your focus is sharpening around purpose rather than drama. Guard that focus carefully. The enemy of beautiful seasons is unnecessary distraction. There is also a healing taking place in how you view yourself. For a long time, you measured your worth by outcomes. If something succeeded, you felt valuable. If something failed, you felt inadequate. But the upcoming shift will teach you that your identity is not dependent on fluctuating results. The good news changing everything includes internal stability. When this breakthrough becomes visible, some people will celebrate you genuinely. Others may respond with quiet comparison. Do not be unsettled by either reaction. Stay grounded. Archangel Michael confirms that your responsibility is to steward the blessing wisely, not to manage everyone's perception. You are being positioned as an example of perseverance rewarded. Someone watching you has been close to giving up on their own path. When they see your turnaround, it will reignite their hope. That is why this confirmation came early. You are meant to prepare your heart not just for reception, but for influence. Be mindful of how you speak during this transition. Avoid boasting, but also avoid shrinking. When someone acknowledges your progress, receive it with gratitude. Do not deflect it out of discomfort. The humility you cultivated in hardship will keep you balanced in success. There will also be a test of boundaries. As you rise, access to you becomes more valuable. Not everyone who reaches out deserves full access to your time or energy. Discernment is essential. Archangel Michael guarded you in isolation. Now he guides you in interaction. Choose carefully who walks closely beside you in this new chapter. Financially, relationally, or professionally, there is stabilization coming. Not temporary spikes, but steady growth. The kind of growth that builds confidence rather than anxiety. You will feel less pressure to prove yourself and more assurance in simply being prepared. The beautiful thing about this season is that it will not require you to become someone else. It will highlight who you truly are beneath the stress of the past. You will rediscover strengths you forgot you had. You will reclaim joy that once felt distant. Stay anchored in gratitude. A grateful heart maintains momentum. When you recognize small victories, you create space for larger ones. Archangel Michael confirms that recognition of progress accelerates manifestation. And there is one more layer you must prepare for. As this elevation becomes clear, a final confirmation will arrive, something unmistakable that removes any lingering doubt. It will feel like a seal placed over everything you endured. When that moment comes, you will understand fully why the wait was necessary. Remain steady. Remain expectant. Because the next revelation will expose how deeply heaven has woven your story into a plan far greater than you imagined. Faithful warrior, you have reached a threshold moment. What was once only a whisper of hope is now becoming a structured reality. Archangel Michael confirms that the beautiful shift approaching your life is not random favor. It is fulfillment. Fulfillment of prayers you barely remember praying. Fulfillment of promises spoken over you long ago. Fulfillment of potential that waited patiently for the right season to emerge. There is a sacred symmetry to what is happening. The very area that tested you the most will now become the area that blesses you the strongest. Where you felt rejected, acceptance will appear. Where you experienced lack, provision will stabilize you. Where confusion lingered, clarity will take authority. This is not coincidence. This is restoration with precision. You might feel a sense of anticipation building inside you, almost like standing before a door you know is about to open. That feeling is accurate. But understand this clearly. The opening will not require you to force it. The handle will turn with ease. That is how you will know it carries divine approval. Archangel Michael stands not only as protector but as witness. He has watched your restraint when you could have reacted impulsively. He has observed your obedience in small, unseen moments. He has seen you choose integrity over convenience. That record of faithfulness has weight. And now that weight is tipping the scale in your favor, there is also a reconciliation happening within you. You are forgiving yourself for decisions made under pressure. You are releasing regret over paths that did not work out. This internal reconciliation is necessary because you cannot fully embrace a beautiful future while secretly punishing yourself for the past. Let it go. A lesson was enough. You do not need to carry the guilt as well. As this blessing approaches, you may notice divine timing in unexpected ways. Someone will mention something that confirms your direction. A piece of information will surface at the exact moment you need it. A delay will suddenly make sense. These are not small coincidences. They are alignment markers. Be aware that your energy is changing. You are less reactive, more observant, more confident in silence. This shift in demeanor is attracting opportunities that match your maturity. You are no longer operating from desperation. You are operating from discernment. There will also be a visible sign, something tangible that confirms beyond doubt that the transition has begun. It may arrive quietly, but its impact will echo loudly in your heart. When it happens, pause and acknowledge it. That acknowledgement seals gratitude into the moment. Archangel Michael confirms that this season carries acceleration, but it must be stewarded wisely. Avoid ruddy ahead of clarity. Move with intention. Beautiful things grow sustainably when handled patiently. If this message has been confirming what you already sense deep inside, then respond with faith. Type "My season has shifted" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 4545 has just been activated over your path. And now, as this revelation settles into your spirit, understand something profound. When you support messages like this, you become part of carrying light into dark spaces. The word declares that those who sow generously will reap generously, and hear it as a living promise spoken directly over you today. When you release a seed through Super Thanks, membership, or a PayPal gift through the link in the description, you are not funding content. You are igniting hope in hearts on the verge of surrender. I sense this clearly. Your generosity becomes a prophetic act. As you give, you declare that you believe in the harvest of transformed lives. Do not ignore that inner prompting. Step into it boldly. May every seed you sow return multiplied in peace, clarity, and divine acceleration. Act now and seal your participation in this unfolding movement. Beloved, what is happening now is no longer preparation alone. It is manifestation in motion. You have crossed from anticipation into evidence, even if the full picture has not yet come into view. Archangel Michael confirms that the spiritual authorization spoken earlier is now translating into physical reality. The shift is no longer only around you. It is beginning to express itself through you. There is a noticeable difference in how you are thinking. Problems that once felt overwhelming now seem solvable. Situations that once triggered anxiety now feel manageable. This is not denial of difficulty. It is upgraded perspective. When heaven changes your position, it first changes your perception. You are seeing from higher ground now. You remember how uncertain you felt not long ago. How every delay felt personal. How silence felt like rejection. Look at you now. There is steadiness in your spirit. Even when questions remain, panic is no longer your default response. That is growth. That is evidence that the battle phase truly ended. Archangel Michael confirms something crucial in this moment. The good news that will change everything is not just about what you receive, but about what you become capable of handling. The blessing is significant, but your capacity is even more significant. You are no longer intimidated by expansion. You are ready for it. You may soon find yourself in conversations that feel different from the ones you had in the past. Instead of explaining your worth, you will be discussing opportunities. Instead of defending your choices, you will be evaluating possibilities. A shift in dynamic is a sign of elevation. You are no longer trying to convince anyone of your value. It is evident. There may also be a financial or professional improvement that appears gradual at first, but proves stable over time. Stability is the keyword of this season. Not chaotic spikes, not emotional highs and lows. Steady increase. Sustainable progress. Archangel Michael confirms that sustainability was the reason for the delay. Quick gains without foundation would have created future instability. Now the structure is strong enough to support growth. On a personal level, you are releasing comparison. You no longer measure your timeline against someone else's highlight reel. You understand that divine timing is custom designed. This freedom from comparison opens space for authentic joy. You can celebrate others without feeling diminished. That emotional maturity is magnetic. Be mindful, however, of subtle tests that may appear. Not major battles, but small invitations to return to old habits of doubt. A minor setback might try to convince you that nothing has truly changed. Do I fall for it? One cloudy day does not cancel a new season. Stand firm in what has already been confirmed. Archangel Michael's presence in this stage is like a steady hand at your back, guiding but not forcing. You are being trusted with responsibility now. Trusted to steward growth. Trusted to maintain integrity even when doors open quickly. Trusted to remain humble while expanding. You may also feel a renewed desire to give back, to mentor, to encourage someone who reminds you of your former self. The desire is intentional. Your story is becoming a blueprint for others. The good news changing everything in your life will quietly become hope for someone else's. Keep your routines disciplined. Success without structure can become overwhelming. Protect your mornings. Protect your thoughts. Protect your boundaries. The more grounded you remain, the more confidently you will navigate what is unfolding. And then there will be a defining moment. A clear confirmation that makes you pause and think, this is it. This is what I was prepared for. When that moment arrives, do not shrink. Do not question whether it will last. Receive it fully. Stand in it confidently. The beauty that was confirmed is no longer distant. It is unfolding step by step. You are not chasing it anymore. You are walking into it. Remain attentive, because what comes next will require bold participation. The door is opening wider, and your response in that moment will determine how far this new chapter expands. Strong soul, you are standing in a moment that once felt impossible to imagine. The confirmation that something beautiful was about to happen has now matured into visible transition. What once required faith alone is now being supported by evidence. Archangel Michael confirms that this is the stage where courage must meet opportunity. The door is no longer just opening. It is open. And here is the truth you must understand. Open doors still require decisive steps. Some people pray for opportunity, but when it arrives, they hesitate because it feels unfamiliar. Do not allow unfamiliarity to intimidate you. Growth always feels new at first. The reason it feels different is because you have not operated at this level before. There is a boldness rising inside you, a quiet but steady confidence. It is not loud or arrogant. It is calm assurance. That assurance is the product of everything you endured. When you survived uncertainty, you built resilience. When you navigated disappointment, you built discernment. When you chose patience over panic, you built discipline. Now those qualities are converging at the exact moment opportunity appears. Archangel Michael confirms that you are no longer in a season of proving yourself. You are in a season of positioning yourself. There is a difference. Proving is exhausting. Positioning is strategic. Instead of trying to convince others of your worth, you are now aligning yourself with spaces that already recognize it. You may soon be asked to make a decision that feels larger than anything you have chosen before. It could involve stepping into a new role, committing to a partnership, or saying yes to an expansion that stretches your comfort zone. This is not the time to shrink back. This is the time to remember the confirmation you receive. Something beautiful is not just happening around you. It is happening through you. There will also be moments where fear attempts to whisper, "What if this fails?" That voice is simply the echo of your old season. It does not reflect your current reality. You are not the same person who once feared collapse. You are stronger, wiser, and more prepared. Fear may speak, but it does not lead. Pay close attention to how naturally certain pieces are falling into place. The right information arriving at the right time. The right people appearing at key intersections. The right ideas forming when you need them. This is coordinated movement. Archangel Michael's confirmation was not symbolic. It was strategic. At this stage, gratitude becomes your anchor. The more thankful you remain, the more stable you feel. Gratitude protects you from entitlement and from anxiety at the same time. It keeps you grounded while you rise. And now, let me speak directly to your participation in this moment. If this message has walked with you through doubt into confidence, do not stay silent. Like this video so it can reach someone else who is still standing where you once stood. Share it with a friend who needs confirmation that their delay is turning into delivery. Comment below what door you feel opening in your life right now. Your declaration reinforces your alignment. Subscribe to this channel and become part of this growing movement of faith and clarity. If you are ready to go deeper, join the membership and stand even closer to the revelations that are unfolding here. Stay with this message carefully, because what comes next is not just about stepping through the door. It is about sustaining what lies beyond it. Many people know how to enter opportunity. Few know how to remain established within it. The next revelation will show you how to anchor this blessing so it becomes a permanent chapter, not a temporary highlight. The door is open. The path is clear. Now your response determines how far this beautiful shift will carry you. determined heart. You have now stepped into territory that once felt distant. What was confirmed in the beginning is no longer prophecy alone. It is experience. But this stage carries a deeper responsibility. Archangel Michael confirms that sustaining a blessing requires a different strength than surviving a battle. When you were in the season of waiting, your primary task was endurance. Now your task is stewardship. What has begun to unfold in your life must be handled with awareness, gratitude, and discipline. Beautiful things can expand quickly, but without grounding, rapid expansion can become overwhelming. This is why your preparation was so long. You were not just being made ready to receive, you were being made ready to manage. There is a rhythm forming in your life, a steadiness in your decisions. You are not reacting impulsively the way you once did. You pause. You evaluate. You respond with intention. That shift alone proves growth. Archangel Michael stands not as a warrior now, but as a guardian of order in your new season. Be careful not to romanticize your past struggle. Sometimes when life becomes calmer, people unconsciously recreate chaos because it feels familiar. Do not sabotage peace simply because it feels new. Stability is not boredom. Stability is strength. You may begin noticing that your circle is adjusting. Some connections will naturally deepen. Others may quietly drift away. Do not resist this adjustment. Alignment changes relationships. As you evolve, so does the company you keep. Archangel Michael confirms that this refinement is protection, not loss. There will also be moments where your confidence is tested, not through dramatic setbacks, but through subtle challenges. Perhaps an unexpected obstacle appears. Perhaps a plan requires revision. These are not signs that the blessing is fragile. They are opportunities to apply your new level of maturity. Instead of reacting with panic, you will handle it with perspective. That response is what solidifies permanence. Financially, emotionally, or spiritually, you are entering consistency. And consistency is more powerful than occasional success. It builds credibility. It builds trust in yourself. It builds trust from others. When people see reliability in you, doors remain open longer. Archangel Michael confirms something important here. The beautiful shift in your life is not meant to isolate you. It is meant to anchor you. You are becoming someone others can depend on. Not because you carry everyone's burdens, but because you carry yourself with steadiness. Guard your humility carefully. Ovation can subtly introduce ego if gratitude fades. Always remember where you were when you first received confirmation that something good was coming. Remember the uncertainty. Remember the prayer. Let that memory keep you grounded as expansion continues. There is also a creative renewal happening inside you. You are thinking beyond survival now. You are playing, beginning, building. This is evidence that your nervous system no longer lives in constant alert mode. You feel safe enough to dream again. That safety is sacred. Protect it. Make space for rest in this new chapter. Rest is not laziness. It is integration. Your body and mind need time to adjust to positive change just as much as they needed time to endure hardship. Honor that process. Soon, there will be a defining confirmation that seals everything, a moment where you realize fully that the old chapter has closed. It may be a conversation that ends differently than it once would have. It may be an opportunity that once felt out of reach now sitting comfortably in your hands. When that moment comes, pause and acknowledge how far you have traveled internally. Archangel Michael confirms that you are no longer hoping for transformation. You are living it. The battle has ended. The blessing has begun. Now it is about maintaining the ground you have gained. Stay alert. Stay grateful. Stay disciplined. The final revelation will not introduce something new, but it will declare completion. And when you hear it, you will understand why you were chosen to hear this confirmation first. Victorious soul, this is the moment where everything comes together. What was once spoken as confirmation has now unfolded as reality. The beautiful shift that Archangel Michael confirmed at the beginning was not exaggerated. It was precise. And now you can see it clearly. Something has changed, and it is not temporary. Look at your mindset. Look at your stability. Look at the doors that are no longer closed. Even if everything has not reached its final form yet, the direction is undeniable. You are no longer in the same emotional position. You are no longer reacting from fear. You are responding from strength. That alone proves the transformation is real. Archangel Michael confirms that this chapter is established. Not fragile. Uncertain. Established. The good news that was meant to change everything did not just adjust one area of your life. It recalibrated your entire posture. You stand differently now. You think differently. You choose differently. And because of that internal shift, external outcomes have aligned accordingly. There was a time when you asked, "Why is this taking so long?" Now you understand. If it had happened earlier, you would not have recognized its value. If it had arrived sooner, you might have mishandled it. The delay was not rejection. It was refinement. And here is the final revelation. This blessing is not the end of your growth. It is the foundation of your next expansion. What you have gained is stability. What comes next will be influence. Your story will speak quietly, but powerfully to those who are still in their waiting season. You will become living proof that divine timing is exact. Archangel Michael's role in your journey was never about spectacle. It was about protection, precision, and positioning. The battles you did not see were just as real as the breakthroughs you now experience. And because of that unseen protection, what you hold now carries permanence. There will still be challenges in life, but they will not carry the same weight. You have crossed into maturity. You have seen that delay can become delivery. You have experienced that confirmation can become manifestation. That awareness changes how you face everything from this point forward. Take a moment and reflect on where you were when you first heard that something beautiful was about to happen. Compare that version of yourself to who you are now. The growth is undeniable. The stability is evident. The peace is deeper. This is completion. Not the completion of your journey, but the completion of this cycle. The waiting cycle. The doubting cycle. The striving cycle. It has closed. Now seal this moment intentionally. Type IT is established in the comments if you receive this final confirmation. Blessing code 909 has just been released as a seal over your new season. And as this chapter closes in strength, understand this sacred truth. The same way heaven confirmed your shift before it manifested, there are countless souls still standing in their uncertainty, waiting for light. Scripture declares, "Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy," and here it is God speaking directly to you now. When you release a seed into this mission through super thanks, membership, or a PayPal offering through the link in the description, you are not giving to a channel. You are sowing into harvest fields of hearts ready to awaken. I feel this strongly. Your generosity becomes a prophetic agreement with heaven's work. As you give, you declare that transformation must continue spreading. This is not a casual act. It is spiritual partnership. And as you sow, may increase chase you, may favor surround you, and may protection remain over everything connected to your name. Step forward and act in obedience. Seal your part in this movement now.